So, during the recent E3 2021, Nintendo dropped the bombshell announcement that a brand new 2D Metroid game was being developed, and even better, that it was releasing in the same year. This was not just any Metroid game, this was Metroid 5, and not only that, but this was Metroid Dread, the long rumoured and thought cancelled Metroid game. The last numbered Metroid game in the 2D genre was Metroid Fusion, and now Metroid Dread is the sequel to this game. It took a while for me to recover from my initial shock as I tried to take in everything that I just witnessed, but after everything had calmed down and E3 came to a close, there were two things that stuck out to me the most in regards to what was revealed. Now, of course, I'm super pumped for Metroid Dread and all the cool new gameplay mechanics we saw, as well as the intriguing world it'll take place in. But during the first reveal, there was this moment. Yo, was that a Chozo just in? That looked like a live Chozo. And during the developer interview, there was also this moment.
ファンには一区切りって何やろうと想像しながらプレイしていただきたいですね。ストーリーは重要ですが、決して
Now, if anyone's been a long-time Metroid fan, you'll know that the Chozo race are a very important part to the whole background of the Metroid universe, and even more so to Samus Aran herself, who was essentially an orphan, raised by these creatures, gifted with their DNA to enhance her being, and also gifted with the suit which she is most famous for. But the Chozo as a race has remained largely mysterious throughout all of the games, even though their technology and influence is rife throughout the entire series, as we see with their structures and their ruins. They are understood to have also created the Metroids, which this very series is named after. The Metroids, along with another of Samus's enemies, Mother Brain, all believed to have been created with the premise of good. But one major thing the Chozo have always believed to have been is a force of good within the universe, a race whose technology reached its pinnacle, allowing them to traverse the universe and essentially help other species they crossed in their path. But reaching to the technological peak, the Chozo essentially transcended through space and time, essentially elevating themselves to another plane and ultimately disappearing from the universe, leaving only their ancient structures behind and their legacy in the form of Samus Aran. There are other reasons believed as to why the Chozo disappeared, whether that be the space pirates, their own creations like the Metroids and Mother Brain turning against them, or as we know in the Metroid Prime trilogy, even the substance known as phase plays a part in the last known places that the Chozo took residence. We can also gauge a good, at least a somewhat good understanding of their background just from the Metroid Prime manual itself, as you can see here. But in regards to just looking at this picture which you're seeing on the screen now, there was one outcome that was unforeseen or perhaps not even thought of, at least for myself. What I get from this picture is that potentially within a Chozo society, potentially infighting started, which might have led to two splinter factions of the Chozo existing within the universe, one of peace and one of power. And it's this element of Metroid Prime Dread that I'm most eager to find out about, or in case of this video, get excited and speculate about. I've recently done another video on Metroid where I said Samus Aran does not have a real antagonist, and I recommend you watch that video to understand where they are coming from. But even in that video, in my wildest dreams, did I not think that potentially the Chozo themselves could be a potential enemy, or at least a certain group of them. But just think about how perfect and how amazing that concept would be. Here's a scenario that ran straight through my mind as I thought about this, and even in part how I thought about it during the direct, and 100% during the developer interview. The Chozo at their heights were the power within the universe, their technology unmatched and their genius and wisdom unrivaled. It came to the point where they could create life itself, see beyond the visible spectrum, and tap into the very essence of the universe. In their perceived wisdom, they created the Metroid solely to eradicate another life-stealing entity which could threaten entire worlds, that being the X-Parasite, and they also created Mother Brain, an AI designed with the purpose of overseeing life, maintaining balance, as well as nurturing their new child, Samus Aran. After this, we know what happened to Mother Brain, the planet Zebes, or Zebes as I originally used to call it, how the space pirates were involved, and ultimately what happened to the Metroids and the X-Parasites. And if you don't know these events, then please play the other Metroid games. Now available on the Nintendo Wii U Virtual Console for all your classic gaming needs. But what if the Chozo we've always known within the Metroid universe are the ones we see cast out of here? What if it was these outcasts who gave a very special gift, including a power suit to Samus Aran, a suit and gift far beyond anything the other Chozo had previously created? What if the Chozo we see casting out these other Chozo didn't want to drop all their powers and form a bond with nature? What if they enjoyed being a power within the universe, but something was taken away from them which prevented them from advancing any further? Something is certain someone now possesses within them. And in not being able to find this secret, or perhaps having this secret kept away from them, they cast out their former peers and continue looking for ways to create the perfect power within the universe. And then this Chozo we see here is one of those Chozo, perhaps the last, and he or she has been waiting for the right opportunity to lure Samus Aran to where he or she needs her to be. The last living, breathing Chozo, full of hatred for the one being that his former peers chose as their true heir to their legacy, Samus Aran. It's well documented that the Chozo prophesied a great evil that would be their downfall, and only a savior would bring peace to the galaxy. Perhaps that great evil was themselves, and in their power, their intellect and perceived wisdom, they believed they had risen above the petty evils of other species. But even gods cannot be all good. I would utterly love for the Chozo, a named Chozo with strong motives, dialogue and ambitions, to be a worthy and central antagonist for Samus Aran, and I couldn't think of a more worthy foe. Creator versus created. But these were just my thoughts on the potential of having a living, breathing Chozo being a potential enemy to Samus Aran. Or perhaps, I'm completely wrong. This might not even be a Chozo, which I very much doubt because it does look like it. But this could actually still be a good, living, breathing Chozo, and in itself that is still an exciting prospect. Or the Chozo being cast out here could easily be the bad guys, and the living Chozo we see in the cutscene could be one of them. But either way, the scenario still works and builds an intriguing premise, I feel. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, please let me know your thoughts, and I'll reply to every single one of you like I always do. Thanks for listening, take care all, and peace.